Okay, the first thing that comes to mind, and this is a little bit of a controversial take, performative hobbies and trends aren't necessarily bad. Hear me out before you judge me for saying that. When it comes to performative hobbies and trends, it's usually stuff that people join in on or find interesting because other people or certain demographics happen to be interested in that thing. They see a lot of people flocking to that thing or showing interest in it, and they think, oh, if everyone else likes it, I should too. And specifically when it comes to men, we often see men doing this to impress women, especially with interests and hobbies that women popularized first or that they already typically do. Men will take these hobbies and use them as a way to impress women. These things can be like, nowadays we have like drinking matcha or female artists or female literature. With all these things, it's things that guys would never have stumbled across on their own, but because it happens to have the potential to impress someone else or a larger group of people, all of a sudden we're all interested in it. And typically, as a society, we look down on this thing because even though it's not only limited to men, just following trends in general is kind of a bad thing because, for one, more often than not, when you follow trends, you're not really thinking of the deeper significance of why it's relevant. It's just you see that it's popular and you catch on to it because everyone else likes it. And two, you're not really being yourself because what you're doing is set for the purpose of impressing other people or making yourself look good, like having people see you in a certain light. And so when you actually fall into performative trends and stuff like that, it promotes a lot of unoriginality and superficial experiences from what you apparently like. But what I'm here to say is that despite all that, despite the motivations behind performative trends can actually be good, and I say this with an asterisk behind that. The reason why I say this is when it comes to performative trends, even though those things are popular, at the end of the day, those things are still hobbies and interests that people like. People like them before they were popular, people like them while they were popular, and people will like them even after they've faded into obscurity. These are still things that people are interested in. It just happens to be at this time, it is now something that everyone else is interested in. So when it comes to performative hobbies and trends, when you think about it that way, that they're still actually hobbies and things to be interested in, they can actually be beneficial to your character if you take the time to understand the deeper significance and relevance of what it is and determine for yourself, you specifically, whether or not you actually like this thing or not. A lot of these things are things that we probably would not be able to find on our own if we didn't go out actively looking for new things. It's good to listen to female artists, it's good to read feminine literature, and it's also good to drink matcha if you seriously like those things, because it's not limited to anyone. Of course, it's more encouraged for other groups, but at the end of the day, anyone is allowed to partake in it as long as you are respectful and understanding of why it is significant. And so when it comes to performative hobbies, typically it is very bad to follow trends. You shouldn't do it. But when you see stuff like that trending, and you think to yourself, if everyone else likes it, I kind of want to see what it might what it might entail. Take the time to actually partake in that trend, but instead of just learning and partaking in it on a superficial level where if someone asked you about it, questions about it, you wouldn't be able to answer them. Take that thing and seriously understand and trying to figure out for yourself whether or not you actually like and enjoy it. For example, something that's really popular nowadays is matcha. A lot of people drink matcha. It's really popular on TikTok, Instagram, etc., and a lot of women like matcha. Personally, I liked matcha somewhat before it became trendy, but when it became popular, I started drinking matcha almost all the time. Now, of course, I started drinking it more because it was definitely influenced by the fact that it had become more popular, but what it did was take something that I already had an interest in and increase that on a larger scale, to where me consuming matcha every day wasn't because I wanted to impress other people or fit in. It was because the trend gave me a chance to figure out something that I actually really liked and enjoyed drinking regularly. And now I literally love matcha. Even after it stops being trendy or people might say that they like hate it all of a sudden, I'm going to continue to still drink it. And it sounds dumb to place this much importance on just drinking a drink made out of powder and tea, but the reason why I say this is this performative trend that everyone looked down on for being so popular and everyone buying into it has now become an intrinsic part of my character. I love matcha, not because anyone else is telling me to, but because I found it, I enjoyed it, and I liked it to the extent where I wanted to make it a part of my character, regardless of what anyone else would say. If you ask me questions about matcha, I'll probably be able to answer them because I'm genuinely interested in it. I don't know all the ins and outs, but I can definitely say that my interest isn't founded upon trying to impress other people. So when it comes to performative trends, be wary of them, because if you buy into too many of them, you might look like someone who has no originality in yourself. You have no character for yourself. But if you see something trending and popular and you really want to take the time to understand it, go and do that. Don't just say you like it and pretend you do when other people ask. Find out what that thing is, find out why it's become so popular, and fully immerse yourself in it. You don't have to like every single thing that trends. If you find this thing and you try it and you enjoy it, that's great. But if you hate it, that's fine as well. You don't need to go around telling everyone that you hate it, but you've now known the extent to why it's popular and the actual significance of it, and you've experienced it enough to deem yourself capable of determining whether or not you actually enjoy this thing. And if you enjoy this thing, it could become a large part of your character. You might have found a part of yourself that you would have never discovered if it wasn't for popularity. So, performative trends can be good with an asterisk behind it. Just know the deeper significance of what you're getting yourself into, and make sure to be respectful to any parties who have previously partaked in this interest. But also, don't only limit yourself to popular and performative trends, because you are not beyond the means of finding things for yourself that you enjoy that not everyone else likes. And you probably had those things for yourself. Things that you think might be nerdy or other people wouldn't really understand if you explained it to them. Those things you shouldn't be ashamed of liking, because those things are a part of you and a very large part of your character. Those things have probably been a part of you for the longer part of your life. And honestly, if you're going to worry so much about what other people think about what you do, just don't. It's easier said than done, but the interest that you have for yourself that people might judge and look down on you for, things that you're very passionate about, are what make or break your life. They're what makes life enjoyable, and those things you can rely on when you're feeling sad, down, you're having a bad day. So always come back to those things. Even if you feel like you might have outgrown them, explore them again, just to see if you're really out of touch with those things and you no longer have a need for them, or there's still something that you care about deeply. I challenge you to go out into this world among the crazy amount of things available for you to do and find something that no one else really cares about, in a sense, and try and make that thing for yourself. If you don't like it, that's cool. But if you love it, you might have just found a part of your character that you never would have found if you didn't try looking a little harder. Thank you.